What's going on, guys? It's the TheFallenSanctum here, and today I'm bringing you the Astral Force. Now, the Astral Force is a Vanguard extra booster that contains Angel Feather, Genesis, and Gear Chronicles. Today, I'm going to be doing my top 5 favorite cards with explanations from this set. Without any further ado, let's hop right into it. So, first and foremost, you have Archader Malkuth Meleketh? Whatever the hell this guy's name is. He is one of the most busted VRs there is, I believe. Is that image good enough? Okay, no. We'll just stick with the faraway images in this skill. Now, the reason why Angel Feather is probably getting like a comeback in this is that Angel Feather is really good at stalling your opponent out. And now this card is actually probably the better card if going first. Because for a Counterblast 2, you get to deal your opponent the damage, and if he's grade 3 or greater, you heal. So, you know, like, it's got its advantage early game where you push your opponent for damage, and if your opponent's grade 3 because you went second, most likely, right, because no superior writing and shit in standard, you heal. And so, like, that's the Angel Feather mechanic, where you're healing and taking damage and refreshing damage and putting the cards back and stuff, and which really makes him good, right? And why he is the better opt than from Metatron. So Metatron requires you to ride from a grade feather. Now, in Angel Feather, it's not hard to ride. You know, you have Zerakiel that can ride from the damage zone, and then she goes, and then and then yeah, you got a million force markers, protect markers in hand. You know, great. But what if you want a card that has an effect when it's placed? Your first grade 3 turn, you want to do something. Yeah, you have options like Ergodiel, which counterblast 1, choose up to 2 rear guards of any player, put them in the damage zone, heal. If you pull one card, you get 5k in a crit or something like that. And that's okay, but you know, it's lackluster. Like this, it's offensive going first, it's defensive going second, and you'll see why. It's in my choices because, well, A, it gives Angel Feather much needed aggression. Because, like, it's not like that you play the grade 2 game in standard or whatever, but just having something in Angel that can push damage that stays as damage, because the previous set, it would put your opponent's cards in the damage zone, but they automatically heal it. So it's like, they don't ever take damage, and like, you're not swinging for big numbers or whatever. But this is, you know, it's some nice stuff. And his second skill, probably the better skill that whatever. God damn it. Whatever his name is, has a soul loss 1. You choose 3 cards from your drop and you call them to rear guard. And that's like the better version of Grand Blue. It's like Grand Blue, they had the Counterblast 1 mill 4 to call 2 plus X grade 3s in soul. So, you know, but this, you know, you're just Soul Blast. Yes, you take a damage, but you're giving yourself a Counterblast. And like, if you're being counterblast denied, then you know you just uncounterblast deny yourself, and it's actually pretty fucking good, you know. So this was choice number 1. It's pretty much overall a really good VR for Angel Feather. I find that it does a lot. It does what the clan wants it to do in a more aggressive manner. Ergodiel is like the pure aggression, but this is like the balanced defensive offensive put together, you know, because a great defense is often a good offense. Anyways, let's get into card number 2. We got Chrono Tiger Rebellion. Now this bad boy, right? He has the original from the VC, the original. But we're not going to cover that. We're just going to go over the V-Series one today. It is the grade 4 Chrono Tiger Rebellion. And so what makes Rebellion pretty good is that it has the interaction with Chrono Fang, that when you stride into it, right, because you discard a card or whatever to ride into it, the Chrono Fang part of the skill is when you ride Rebellion over Fang, you drop a card, get a drive, and I think 10k power or whatever, which is actually pretty fucking good. But the good thing about our boy Chrono Tiger Rebellion is that A, he's He's almost always a board wipe, which is pretty nasty. Because you'll see why with some of the other cards I've chosen, it makes this card pretty damn decent. But overall, the fact that Gear Chronicle doesn't really, before this set they had no way of actually retiring your opponent's units. So if you sat on a rearguard that was like your entire win con, they had to swing into it. And now Rebellion doesn't care, he'll just retire it. There's the if you have 3 or less cards, because all his effects are based on when you attack. That's a 5 or less. You retire 2 of your opponent's front row rearguards. It should have been 2 of your opponent's rearguards, let's be honest. But you know, Bushiroad really doesn't like retiring the back row if your name's not Kigero. So yeah, so 3 or less cards in hand. This unit, 3 of your front row units get plus 10k. You'll basically get a front trigger applied to your front row. That's pretty good. And 1 or less, which is like the super YOLO Omega YOLO effect, which can happen sometimes, you know. It's not necessary. But so you have to counterblast all your face-up counterblasts, if you have any. And this doesn't mean you have to counterblast at least 1. If you have no counterblast at the beginning of the turn, you're fine to do the skill regardless. You just need 1 or less cards in hand. And it says this unit gets all your opponent's guardians get minus 5k shield until end of turn, which kind of means that your opponent cannot intercept or guard with grade 2s if these grade 2s don't have at least 10k shield, which they do in like the alt mild deck. But other than that, grade 2s kind of just 5k, so they're kind of dead cards in your hand. Yes, you can PG the Chrono Tiger, which is what most people opt to do. But necessarily speaking, I feel like this card's just pretty nasty. And if done early game, your opponent's grade 2, you're grade 4. You got a force marker. You can be sitting on a force 2 if you want to sit on a force 2. That's pretty disgusting. That's like full YOLO. Your opponent has to PG, or he's taking at least 2 crits because you're gonna quad drive his ass with the special card I'm gonna show you guys. But like this is some pretty nasty stuff. It's not the best of the VRs that we've seen. Like Mystery Flare was a lot more bind focused. For some reason, this guy is a new Batama card in disguise. You know, he really enjoys you not having any hand. So it's kind of like the brave keyword. It's the brave keyword in premium if you are brave, because you know 3 or less technically means you're brave, right? Anyways, let's hop into the third card. We have the Chronobite Tiger. This card is just pretty nasty, because in Vanguard, the grade 1 and grade 2 part of the game, we don't really have extra draws for clans like this, but the Chrono Tigar, which is the grade 1, Chronobite, the Chronobite is a grade 2, and Chrono Tooth or whatever is a grade 1. They have at the beginning of the ride phase, you draw a card, but the grade 1 doesn't discard, but the grade 2 does. So, but like, because you technically, you stand, you draw, and with him, you draw again. Because you go stand, draw, ride, which means you draw. So you would filter through 2 cards to your deck and get to choose 1 brick and discard it. Normally you would discard the grade 4, so that if you have Quickie Worker, you replace it, return Soul Blast to draw a card. And so like that generates massive amounts of hand. And also it has a skill that once per turn you can discard a card from your hand, which normally that's what this archetype wants you to do. So helpful in the archetype, and this unit gets a critical. So getting a critical is actually pretty important, especially if you have the YOLO Chrono Tiger Rebellion skill active. So he was one of my weaker choices for cards in this set. As I'll be honest, they're not all sunshines and rainbows. But this is a pretty damn good card, and this card got hyped with Rebellion and Chrono Tiger. Let's move on to the next one. We have my girl Sectio Angel. Now she's hella cute, but let's focus on what matters. And so In Protect, you can play Protect 1 or Protect 2, and she has the effect that if you have a Protect marker in the same column, so Protect for Protect 2 decks only, in the same column as this unit, she can be chosen from card effects, and she gets Intercept, and can intercept from the back row. So keep in mind, Protect 2 is a continuous effect that you get 5k power and 10k shield. So I'm behind my Vanguard, right? And I put a Sectio Angel. Like I put the marker behind my Vanguard, right? So now I have my Sectio Angel, right? And with my Sectio Angel, she'll be 13k base, and she'll have 20,000 shield. She'll basically be an extra heal trigger, which is kind of nutty when you think about it. 20k shield intercepting from the back row, and with Malakuf Melekef or whatever his name, I can bring almost up to 3 of these back every turn. And so as long as I stop taking damage, I can't die. Because they can't be chosen by card effects. So like this card is retarded. It is super good. It's a double R. I can't wait to see this cutie in action. My boy Ricky is gonna be trying out Angels once the set comes out. Because we were gonna be going to Springfest, but quarantine. So no Springfest, sad face, but we'll have a lot of fun. Please keep your amateurs. Please keep your hands clean. This is so fitting with the current pandemic going on. Anyways, there's not much else to talk about. It's basically a heal trigger that you can recycle back to the field, and you can keep intercepting and intercepting. The shield gets bigger every time you put a Protect marker on, and she becomes a booster for then when you final ride or go DL. She's just disgustingly strong, right? All right, so let's do it. Let's go to the last card. As you've seen so far, there's not been any Genesis, and I'll be honest, Genesis this set looks kind of trash. I don't mean to shit talk the clan, but ever since it came out, I mean, it's seen a bit of play with Valkyrian Turbo, but it's a Mimi premium deck, and it's a pretty, sort of say, lackluster standard deck. It's a gimmick that, if the gimmick doesn't work the first turn you ride grade 3, yeah, kind of just lose. Because the deck just sits on Valk spam, and then they hope they get enough cards in hand. And so most often of the time, the Valkyrian's not really lethal. In premium though, the Valkyrian, right, has like stand triggers, and like the Valkyrian restands and he gets his drive check back, and you just keep going and going and going and going and going. You got Wise Man to Soul Blast Taro, right, and just a bunch of crazy ass nonsense. But we are a standard video right now. We're not gonna be talking too much about premium, but that's my insight on Genesis. That's why I'm not covering it this video. I don't think it's good enough to be in one of my videos. And let's move to the last card. Oh boy, Steam Skara Urcab. Urcab, yeah. Urcab, alright. So this boy, pretty simple, right? Counterblast 1, discard a card, your Vanguard gets a drive. Wait, what? Discard a card, +1 drive, and when this card would be discarded, you may discard it as a grade 3. So it's a Stride Fodder, Figure Chronicles. Yeah, it's a grade 2, it's 10k, 5k shield, you know, regular standard shit. The Counterblast 1 discard, you want to have no face-up Counterblast anyways, so that's a plus. You want to discard cards from your hand, that's a plus. Getting extra drops. So if you do the Tiger into Rebellion, that's triple drive. Urcab is quad drive. That's pretty nutty. 25k quad drive plus up to the YOLO skill. Some pretty disgusting shit, bro. Quad drive. And this is a deck that like will run like 8 to 12 crits just to go super YOLO swaggertons on your ass. And it's pretty nutty, man. It is pretty fucking nutty. Because drive check's like, yo, situation. You're grade 2. I'm grade 4. I'm 25k quad draft. You don't happen to have a PG in hand. I don't know this information though. But like I got force 2 and like I got force 2 on my vanguards. If you don't PG, I could go up to sextuple crit. Sextuple crit, by the way, it means you take 6 damage, which means no matter what happens, you lose the game. Unless you like quad heal. But in Vanguard history, rarely any amount of people have actually quad healed. And so this is going to bring us to the final portion of the video where I'll be talking about a card shop I really like. The card shop's named Geekittude. Now the Astral 4 set releases tomorrow globally, and the Geekittude card store has great prices. We have an online website. Well, yeah, we have an online website. Great prices, like I mentioned, for singles. If you are interested, we also do these things called clan splits, or yeah, clan splits. So basically, for people that are new to sort of Vanguard terminology, a clan split is where you get a playset of every card within that clan at either base rarity or higher rarity. We only have base rarity available right now for Astral Force because it comes out tomorrow, so all the higher rarity stuff was sold off. But yeah, so I'll have the link in the description below. Great prices. We do great prices on shipping. We ship pretty quickly normally within Canada. I believe it's next day shipping. But with the current pandemic going on, there may be a little bit of a delay regarding that. So yeah, but other than that, the link for the case splits and the website will be in the description below. And as always, guys, if you've enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications if you really enjoyed. You can expect more daily RuneScape / Vanguard content from me every day. And this is the Fallen Sanctum. I'll be reporting out. Have a good one, guys. Take care.